I am seriously fed up with watching YouTube videos that claim to improve my writing score but end up giving me confusing advice. I have read so many blogs that promise to improve my writing score but all in vain. Does it sound familiar? I'm sure it does. There are numerous videos on YouTube discussing different strategies to improve your writing score, but some of these videos are from individuals who, in my opinion, may have only scored around band 6 or 6.5 on writing module. It saddens me to see so many followers and views on those videos. It worries me that students might be learning incorrect strategies and tips believing they will improve their writing score. In what world can someone who scored a band 6.5 teach others to achieve a band 7 or higher? In this video, I will share 5 simple tips derived from band descriptors used by IELTS examiners to assess your writing. I will demonstrate how these tips can precisely enhance your writing score, and the best part is I won't just share the tips, I will show you exactly how to apply them in practice in your IELTS writing. So without further ado, let's get started. Tip number 1. Plan your writing task carefully. Before diving into your essay, take a moment to plan it out. Consider the task at hand, brainstorm ideas, and think about how you will elaborate on them. If relevant, jot down examples to support your points. Planning not only helps organize your thoughts, but also ensures a smoother flow of your ideas in your essay. Now let's look at an example how to plan your writing task 2. So here's an example writing task 2 prompt. You should spend 40 minutes on this task. Write about the following topic. The world has many towns and cities constructed in previous centuries that were more suitable and livable for people in those times than they are now. What problems will this cause? What can be done to solve these problems? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Write at least 250 words. So how do we plan? Take a moment to comprehend the prompt fully. The topic discusses challenges posed by towns and cities built in various centuries, which may no longer be suitable or livable for modern-day inhabitants. What problems this will cause, and some possible solutions to this. So after you've understood the prompt, the next step is brainstorming ideas. So we're supposed to write about the problems and solutions to those problems. So when brainstorming, obviously I'm going to be focusing on identifying problems and solutions to those problems. So when brainstorming, I would picture in my mind some of the buildings or infrastructure that has been built in the bygone days, and what problems has this brought in the modern society. So let's look at identifying problems first. So some potential issues could include outdated infrastructure, such as roads, bridges, utilities, overcrowding and congestion due to population growth, lack of green spaces and recreational areas, inadequate housing conditions and building codes. Now, let's consider the solutions to these problems. Now, remember, you're actually suggesting solutions to the problems that you have already listed. So you don't want to spend time thinking about the solutions to the other problems that it may cause. Rather, just spend time on considering the solutions to the problems that you have already listed. So let's consider the solution. So obviously for me, it includes investing in infrastructure, modernization and upgrades, implementing smart growth policies to manage urban sprawl and encourage compact development, develop vacant lots and unused spaces into parks and green areas to provide residents with access to recreational spaces. Now the bonus tip, which is generally overseen by most of the trainers, is actually brainstorming examples if you could when you're actually brainstorming ideas. So I would generally think of at least one example that I could write in my essay looking at the ideas that I have gathered. So the examples could be around, cities that have successfully revitalized their infrastructure and urban spaces, or innovative approaches to sustainable urban planning and development. So there could be, a lot of examples, but the best example I could think of here would be, Singapore. Singapore is renowned for its efficient urban planning and infrastructure development. The city-state has continuously invested in upgrading its transportation systems, including an extensive metro network and bus services to alleviate congestion and improve mobility. Additionally, Singapore prioritizes green spaces and sustainable urban design with initiatives such as Gardens by the Bay and Urban Redevelopment Authority's guidelines for high-density mixed-use developments. So all these efforts have enhanced the livability and attractiveness of the city for residents and visitors alike. Now, obviously you will say, Simar, where will I get these examples? So I suggest, reading and practice this. So for example, now in today's essay, you've got an example of Singapore. As you write more and read more, you will get more examples of, what's happening around the world. And you can actually use all those examples in specifically these kind of essays that are addressing global issues. So after brainstorming the ideas, the next step is crafting an outline. So create a rough outline of the essay, detailing the main points and supporting examples for each paragraph. So this brings us to our tip number 2, which is ensure your ideas are easy to read and follow. Clarity is the key in writing. When presenting your ideas, aim for simplicity and coherence. Avoid complicating sentences or concepts. Instead, stick to one central idea for each body paragraph. This approach makes it easier for the reader to follow your train of thought and enhances overall readability of your essay. So let's think of the structure for this specific essay. So it could be one of the following. So obviously you'll need an introduction regardless of what your essay structure is, and then your body paragraph first can discuss about the problems, and body paragraph 2 can talk about the solutions, and then you can have a conclusion. Another structure for this could be obviously introduction, and then body paragraph 1 can have one problem and the solution to that problem. Body paragraph 2 could be another problem and solution to that problem, and you can even have an optional paragraph 3 which can discuss third problem with the solution to that problem, and followed by the conclusion. So remember, there's no right or wrong here. You could even have your own structure, such as 2 body paragraphs of problems and 1 body paragraph suggesting solutions. So as long as your essay has a good structure and clear outline that you're going to follow, and your ideas are well organized, easy to read and follow with one central idea per body paragraph, it's perfectly fine. Remember, don't overcomplicate your essay with unnecessary fancy words. Use topic related vocabulary naturally, which brings us to our tip number 3, which is use topic related vocabulary naturally. While vocabulary is important, it's equally crucial to use it appropriately. Rather than using fancy words to impress the examiner, focus on incorporating topic related vocabulary naturally, and using words that are relevant to the subject matter demonstrates your understanding and mastery of the topic. Remember, clarity and relevance should always take precedence over complexity. You can always plan for your vocabulary in advance, but remember, natural vocabulary is the key word here. Don't use the word if you are unsure of the word meaning. I have made a separate video on how to build your vocabulary, which is using vocabulary journal and learning to use the words in context. If you are interested, watch the video in the link above. So for this specific task, the words that can be used include urbanization, infrastructure, sustainability, revitalization, urban planning, congestion, green spaces, historical heritage, community engagement, smart growth, adaptive reuse, etc. And remember, you will discover the words as you write your ideas. Just try not to use the words more than one time to allow some flexibility and range. Look, if you're not sure about the word, it's better to reuse a word than to use an incorrect word. Moving on to our tip number 4, use a variety of complex grammar structures naturally. Demonstrating proficiency in grammar enhances the sophistication of your writing. Aim to use a mix of simple, compound, and complex sentence structures to showcase your language skills. However, be mindful of errors. Proofread your sentences to ensure that they are error-free and grammatically sound. Variety in grammar structures adds depth to your essay and keeps the reader engaged. So here are some of the examples for this essay task. So obviously, simple sentences first. The outdated infrastructure in many old towns and cities poses significant challenge for residents. The old town lacks proper infrastructure. Residents often struggle with inadequate housing conditions. Now let's look at some of the compound sentences. The lack of green spaces exacerbate urban living conditions, and it contributes to increased levels of stress and reduced overall quality of life for city residents. The city faces challenges with outdated infrastructure, and residents experience daily inconvenience as a result. Now let's look at some complex sentences. As cities struggle to adapt to modern technology, residents face increasing difficulties in accessing essential services. If cities fail to prioritize sustainability in their development plans, they risk exacerbating environmental degradation and social disparities. The initiatives which aim to preserve historical heritage while addressing modern challenges demonstrates the importance of community-led efforts in urban development. recommend. Remember, by incorporating a variety of complex grammar structures naturally, the essay becomes more dynamic and engaging while showcasing language proficiency. Now, the final tip, proofread your essay for any errors. So once you've completed your essay, don't forget to proofread it. I can't stress this point enough. You can actually improve your band score from a 5.5 to even 6.5, or a 6.5 to 7.5, or an 8 to 9 if you actually spend some time proofreading your essay. Errors in your essay can lower your score and affect how well your ideas are understood. So what actually involves proofreading? So one technique is to carefully review each paragraph for clarity and relevance to the topic. Another technique is to check for grammatical errors such as subject-verb agreement, punctuation, slipped articles, incorrect use of articles to ensure your sentences are grammatically correct. So here's the paragraph with some minor errors. I want you to pause the video for 30 seconds and proofread this for any errors. Look out for any spelling, grammar, punctuation errors that may have slipped through the cracks. So here's the revised version of this paragraph. So hopefully you guys were able to identify the punctuation, the subject-verb agreement, slipped articles, and some coherence errors in this paragraph. So there you have it, folks, the 5 tips to help you ace IELTS writing exam. So here's a summary of 5 tips that we have discussed today. So obviously starting with planning your writing task carefully. So take time to brainstorm ideas, organize your thoughts, and outline your essay structure. Ensure that your ideas are easy to read and follow. Use clear and concise language and focus on one central idea per body paragraph to enhance readability. Using topic-related vocabulary naturally. Avoid using overly complex words and instead focus on using vocabulary relevant to the topic in a natural manner. Use a variety of complex grammar structures naturally. To demonstrate your language skills by incorporating simple, compound, and complex sentences, ensuring error-free writing. Finally, proofread your essay for any errors. After completing your essay, take time to review it for spelling, grammar, punctuation errors to ensure clarity and coherence. Congratulations for completing this video. I promise you guys, by implementing the 5 tips discussed today, you are well on the way to improving your writing score in the IELTS exam. Remember, practice makes perfect, so don't hesitate to apply these strategies to your writing practice. With dedication and perseverance, you'll be able to achieve your desired score. Thank you for tuning in. If you found these tips helpful and want to see more content geared towards cracking the IELTS exam, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support motivates me to continue providing valuable resources to help you succeed in your IELTS journey. Remember, together we can crack IELTS with confidence. Stay tuned for more helpful tips and strategies. Happy studying, and I'll see you guys in another video.